Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. A little bit behind schedule. Some unexpected things came up this morning, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys. It put me in like a emotional, frantic state. Like it really did. I just started. It was a lot, and I didn't even know what I was gonna talk to you guys about this morning, but now I know. All right, you guys. Times are just really hard, right? Um, Everything is expensive. Food is expensive. Rent is expensive. Being alive, taking breath. The minute you walk outside, you know you're gonna spend at least $100, right? It's just at this point in life, it just is what it is, right? And that's why I try to stay at home. But you can't control things that come out of nowhere, like expenses and things. Sometimes something might happen to your car, right? Now you got to cough up money for that. And you really didn't have the money for that, but now you have to pay for this, and that's going to end up taken away from something else. It's always something, right? And it can get really, really frustrating. It can stress you out if you allow it. It can upset you because it's like, dang, I can never freaking seem to get ahead no matter how many hours of overtime I work, no matter how much I save. It's always something. Right? It's always something that comes up out of nowhere that you weren't expecting, that you weren't planning for, that just fucks it up, right? It fucks it up. And, it sucks when that happens. It absolutely sucks. And like I said, it might piss you off, stress you out, make you cry, make you want to punch something. But what I can say is it always works out. And I know that can sound so cliche, but it's because it's true. And there used to be a time where I would let things that were happening that I can't even control. One thing that I learned, you guys, on my mental health journey is you can only control yourself, and you can only control what you choose to do. You can't control anything outside of you. You can't control other people. You can't control if your car battery decides to give out, right? You can't control any of that. But what you can do is control you, and you can control your emotions, okay? And there used to be a point in my younger years, I'm 33, but there used to be a point where anything that went wrong, I would allow it to literally destroy my entire day, my entire week, and sometimes even my entire month, because I would allow myself to sulk in what happened, right? Maybe I fell out with a friend, maybe they were stressing me out at work, maybe my rent was late because I had to pay this, da 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 da, whatever it was. I would always allow those things to completely stress me the fuck out. Losing sleep, drinking, overeating, just everything bad. I was allowing that thing to dictate what I would do with myself, how I would feel, what kind of foods I would eat, all those things. And I learned on my mental health journey, you can't control anything outside of you, right? So stressing out about something is not going to make it not happen, right? I mean, think about it. Let's say they're not giving you overtime at work. Maybe you used to get overtime all the time, and that allowed you to be ahead just enough. Okay, and let's say they stop giving you overtime for whatever reason, whether it's politics or because they just don't have the work. You stressing out about what could happen in the future, like your checks are going to be short, that's going to fuck up your money. You stressing out about what could happen is not changing the fact that you're not getting any more overtime. It's not changing it's not going to change it. Okay, so you have to learn how to control your emotions. When you're in a frantic state, when you're worried, when you're stressed, you're no longer thinking clearly. You're not, because all you're focused on is what could happen in the future if blank, right? That's where the anxiety comes in. Anxiety, you're living in the future. Depression, you're living in the past. At some point, we got to get to a point in our mental state where we live in the future, or excuse me, we live in the now. We live in what's going on right now. Well, what can I do right now in this moment to make sure I'm okay, right? And we have to understand that you can only control yourself. You don't, just because you had a bad moment in the day does not mean you have to have a bad day. Just because you had a bad conversation with someone does not mean that your entire day has to be bad. That's what you are choosing for yourself. You are now choosing to let that interaction with that person dictate how you feel for the rest of the day. And that gets us nowhere. One thing that I've started doing when I find myself in that frantic state like I was this morning, I start to list out all of the goods that will come out of whatever is happening right now that's bad, right? And it takes a few minutes because when you're frantic, you don't see any good. You just see all of what could happen, all of the bad things that could happen. You're not seeing the small, sometimes it's some small things in there that you're not seeing because you're just so focused on the bad, right? So this morning, I got some bad news, and again, it wasn't anything that is health related. It wasn't anything that's going to destroy me, right? But in that moment I allowed it to. I got all worked up. My Apple Watch actually told me to check my heart rate and to sit down. Like, that's how worked up I was because I was allowing everything outside of me to dictate me. And I can't control what's going on out there. I can only control me, right? So, in those moments where I'm experiencing extreme stress or might be crying, frantic, anxious, whatever, I take a few breaths. I allow myself to feel that, but for a very short period of time. I'm not going to allow myself to live the whole day feeling like that. I'll give myself a few minutes to just kind of absorb it, right? Then I start to list out, okay, what good, if worst case scenario, if worst case scenario, what good will come out of it? There's going to be there might not be that many good things that you can see in that moment, but I'm telling you, there's something. There is something good coming out of it, right? And sometimes you may have to sit there for a few minutes to really see what good could come out of it. But there's something good that will come out of it, right? That's about shifting your mindset. And that's with anything, you guys. That is literally with anything. And again, I know it's hard to see that sometimes because we're living in the future about what could happen if. But you can't allow that. You have to focus on you. You have to focus on what's going on right now, today, right? Not what's going to happen next week. Not what's going to happen next month if this, right? No, we can't do that. We cannot do that. I believe as long as you're in good health, as long as you have a roof over your head, and as long as you have food to eat, you're doing pretty damn good. You are doing pretty damn good. And I know social media will make you feel like you're not shit, right? If you're not in a high-rise penthouse, if you're not driving a Bentley, if you don't have $100,000 in cash, then you're not shit, right? That's how social media can really make you feel. But that's not true. That is not true at all. As long as you're in good health, as long as you have a roof over your head, even if it's not your preferred roof, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting more, with wanting better, but as long as you have something over your head so that when you sleep at night, it's going to protect you from the rain, you are doing pretty damn good. As long as you have a meal to eat, I don't even care if it's some fucking ramen noodles. And y'all know I'm vegan and y'all know I'm on my health kick. But as long as you got something to eat so that you're not going to bed hungry at night, you are doing pretty damn good. I don't care if you have 10 roommates. I don't care if you're in a shelter. You have a roof over your head for the night. You are doing pretty damn good. Because the way shit is right now, do you know how many people don't have that? Do you know how many people slept outside? Do you know how many people didn't eat? I'm dead ass serious, you guys. Let's put that into perspective for a minute. Do you know how many people don't have food? They don't even have a pack of ramen noodles. So Stop allowing everything outside of you to dictate how you feel, because I'm telling you, you are doing a lot better than what you think. Things are going a lot better than what you think. And again, sometimes it's hard to see that. And sometimes things just happen. Things come up that you weren't expecting. But at the end of the day, just remember, it could always be fucking worse. It really could be worse. It could be worse. So once I calmed down, once I collected myself, I started listing out all the benefits that were going to come from this potential situation. And once I started to see that, then I was like, okay, well, it's not as bad as I think. Then I started listing out everything that I am grateful for. I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. My lights are on. Yes, my lights are on. I still have my car outside, right? I still have gas to get to and from. I started listing that stuff out. I started to realize my life is a lot better than I'm allowing this moment to make me feel. So, what am I complaining about? What am I crying about right now? I'm worried about something that hasn't even happened yet. It hasn't even happened yet. But again, sometimes our minds just go to worst case scenario. And we got to fix that, because most of the time that don't even happen. You just working yourself up over nothing. You are working yourself up over nothing. But when you list out all the good that could come out of that bad situation, when you start listing out everything that you're grateful for, you will realize it's really not as bad as you're allowing yourself to feel. So stop it. Stop it. You are way more blessed than you think you are. So start acting like it. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for your good health. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head. Be thankful that you still have a job to go to, or you still have some type of income coming in, because a lot of people don't even have that. All right? And just understand that you can still have a good day. So are you going to choose to be stressed out about something that hasn't happened yet? Not saying it won't happen, but are you going to be stressed out about something that hasn't even happened yet? Let's live in the moment. Have a good day. Hold your head up high. Understand that it always works out, and understand that you are way more blessed than you think you are. All right? And I'm also talking to myself as I'm speaking this to you. All right, you guys, I'm feeling so much better. I'm going to get in this gym, get this workout in, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.